Hi there, and welcome to Stuck in Beta. I am Greg. With me is Josh and Josh.
Why are you talking so softly?
I know, he's like all subdued.
I know.
He tried telling me to shut up during the intro, I think.
Hey,
Mr. Low Key today.
podcast number 105.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yes.
Hello, you
Sweaty balls.
sweaty balls.
We have sweaty balls today.
So,
It has been hot. Speaking of that,
No, not today.
it's humid out there. It's gross.
well, it's raining.
Yeah, but
It did rain most of the day.
at least the temp's down. This has been your old
beautiful
man,
weather.
Old men talk about.
Traffic in a minute.
On the sevens.
Man,
Man, here we go.
Here we go.
Old
Here
man
comes
complaining.
a Mouchon complaint.
I went to dinner the other day
At
and
4 o'clock,
they didn't seat me right away. And I found a crumb.
I had reservations for 4:15, and I showed up at 4.
I don't eat that early. I was going to say that I have my own old man story about old men that I was complaining to you guys earlier.
Yeah, I saw
That was kind of a passive-aggressive complaint, wasn't it?
It was so ridiculous. So, okay, I
Are
work,
we going to introduce the show, or are you going to go straight into complaining?
didn't I do
Yeah,
that?
you said, I'm Greg and Josh, but that was it. Okay.
Oh, I think...
What are we talking about today?
let's see if this works. stuckinbetapodcast.com/live. Nope.
Nope. Oh, special
Hey.
service announcement.
So what are we
the
talking
heck?
about?
Botnet malware detected on your computer.
Oh,
And that's
great.
from Charter.
Oh, this is wanting to load some... This is spam here.
That's from Charter.
Yeah, it's wanting to...
Hey, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Are they injecting that on your page?
Yeah. Whatever.
That's weird.
So...
Well, we got a
anyway.
few things to talk about today. Greg's old man stories. He's going to talk about issues he's having with his computer, which is going to sound like an old man ranting. So he's going to be basically doing what he was saying that he was tired of hearing people do.
In your preparation H, you ran out of preparation H. Was that the problem?
Wait, what are you doing? What are you narrating before my story?
You are talking about something you're seeing on your screen
Oh.
that is not good podcast material.
Anyway, start your complaining story.
So I work in a cube. It's pretty...
like a Zod.
Yes. It's the Phantom Zone.
Yeah.
And
Superman 2.
yeah, that's the best one of the Superman movies. Anyway,
We lost Josh.
there-
You've never seen Superman 2?
Superman 2. That's like
Christopher Reeve?
1982 or something.
It's probably mid 80s.
he was 81.
Was that the one with not Lionel
80?
Richie?
No, that's the third one with Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor. I get those
Lionel
two confused.
Richie.
They look alike.
Oh, his first name, last name, is similar. Richie and Richard.
Well, maybe.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
That's what it
You know, I remember when Lionel Richie
Was it walking on the
burned himself on a crack pipe.
What?
Oh wait, that was Richard Pryor.
Oh.
Okay, see.
That's a bad joke.
Well, you just didn't.
I can
get- I'm
never think of
offended.
their names, and that's for whatever reason. That's the first one that pops in my head.
Two old men with the loudest voices ever arguing about tape backup and stuff. Well, they better not get rid of that machine because they're like, we no longer have support on that, and we don't need it
Tape?
Yes.
You guys still back up to tape?
No, this is. He used to work at a place we acquired.
Yeah.
So they're going back and forth, and I'm talking 20 minutes of this. I'm sitting from you to me.
Really?
That's how close you are to people at your work?
Well,
God,
we
that
have
sounds like hell.
What if
We
you
have
have a
a-
bad case of halitosis that day?
I have a cube wall, and he's on the other side of it. Well, the other guy is, he's just standing right there, really, in my business. leaning on the wall.
Oh, it's face to. I thought you said it was a phone conversation.
Oh
This
no,
is
he's
face-to-face?
doing a. Then after that, he got on the phone, and this guy's the loudest talker, and
Up in your business.
just for 20 minutes, and I'm like, put on my headphones and
Were they
crank
noise
up
canceling
music.
headphones?
No, they're just Bluetooth ones that pop in your ear, and I could still hear the. I heard the music was going, but you could still hear, the loud underneath it. And
So was it one of our old employers' servers?
no,
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you meant.
no. But anyway,
Sounds
I
rough.
feel that if that's like my personal hell, just listening to those two bicker for.
Do they do that a lot?
No, but he has visitors. No one else does. He does.
Maybe he's popular.
His friends.
Maybe you need to be more like him.
He will be.
He comes in at like 10 and then leaves about 2. So
Man, it sounds like a good gig.
Sweet gig.
sometimes he doesn't show up, and I'm like, oh great, he's not showing up. And then it's like 10:30.
Rude.
Oh,
Okay.
hey, I just noticed he's in the chat room.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great.
Hi, Mike.
Be honest, I can't think of his
Different-
name.
different
I don't
Mike.
know his name.
You don't know. You don't know the
You
guy
sit
who
that
sits
close to
right
the
next to
guy?
him. You're shoulder to shoulder with a cue ball in between. You don't know the guy's name.
No,
What?
he doesn't say anything.
You just complained that he talks all
He
day.
doesn't talk to me.
Maybe you need to be nicer.
He comes in. I'm like, hey, how's it going? Now, which one was that? Him doing that or me doing
It doesn't
that?
matter. The story's funny either way.
Now,
That's great timing.
you were finally
That's
good.
great timing.
You were finally great on the soundboard. That's how you do a soundboard. Well, no, you're overdoing it now.
Hey, how you doing?
So,
Yeah, imagine.
I don't know why he doesn't want to talk to me.
God, I lost it.
Why won't you be my friend? Come here.
Anyway, what's up with you guys?
That's funny stuff.
I need a beer.
Oh man. So
Freaking awesome.
I went to the truck and tractor pull this week.
Oh, you got your redneck
Yeah.
on.
You know, it was funny because I haven't
What was that? Why did you make that noise?
I haven't been. I bet I was a little kid. It's probably been 35 years since I've been, and it was
Now, was that at like the arena?
no. This was at stone's
this-
throw from my house,
Not
Jefferson
this time,
County.
But when you 35
No,
years ago.
no,
when you-
same,
Okay.
same.
So I got a confession. I've never been to a
Are
truck and
you
tractor
kidding
pull.
me?
Okay.
I don't explain what exactly is it.
So
They pulled.
okay.
crap.
Going into it, I had no idea. I was like, I knew that they pull a sled or whatever that you call it. I think it's called a sled. And we were just going because we were going to take my nephew and my youngest son. And Lori looked at it and said, "Oh, it's only $5, and 12 and under are free. So it cost us like $10 to get in." And I was like, yeah, it's gonna be. I had a stereotypical outlook that it was gonna be a bunch of people in cowboy boots and big trucks and all that, and it was completely that, absolutely. But as we were there,
Were they selling Bush?
Well, yeah.
they had a nice beer select. I will admit, even I will go one step further than you when you say you haven't been to a truck and tractor pull. I live basically a stone's throw from this venue, our Jefferson County, Missouri
You're giving
fairgrounds.
Too much information out.
Well,
You're gonna have stalkers at your house.
probably.
I
But
know, all the ladies.
I've never really been to the fairgrounds except for like one other time for an Easter egg hunt, and that was on like a little piece of it. But it's a pretty huge facility. I
Yeah.
had no idea that it went back so
Yeah.
far.
They got that other stage down in the valley.
Yeah, I saw that. So the truck and tractor pull is basically like there was like two divisions, I think. I guess so. There's a smaller truck and a larger truck, and it's a competition to see how far you can pull this sled. And I don't know exactly how it works, but the little like weight mechanism or whatever slides up, I guess, as it's going down the track. And it's funny because you see it you know, after like two or three trucks, it's like you start to get into it. I only had one beer, but they had a really good beer selection there too. Beer tents and pavilions all over the place. They had some Urban Chestnut beers there.
Oh yeah,
and
they're a blast. I remember being a kid and going to a big truck and tractor pull at, I assume it was at the old arena. And it was the same thing. You know, they got the big trucks, and I don't remember if it was like included with what would have been today's version of Monster Jam, because I remember big trucks and they were pulling trailers that did that, where the load would move as it pulled down the alley or whatever. But I've been to the one at Jeffcoat Fairgrounds.
Right.
I will say that I lumped that together with obviously Monster Jam, but also, and they haven't had one recently, Demolition Derby.
Yeah.
Now, if you've never been,
I have. It's been a long time ago.
Those are so much fun.
Yeah.
Those are great watching.
They used to do that at Six Flags.
Oh, really?
And my uncle used to enter into it every year.
Huh.
And we used to go out there and watch
Where'd
him
they do it at Six on the parking lot, or
no? It was out in the far back, like past like what is now the Ninja area.
Oh.
So about past that, I guess. Kind of. There was like a pit out. Maybe it was what's the Tidal Wave or whatever is there.
Yeah. Now that you're saying something, I remember like that area.
I was little, and yeah, he used to enter that all the time. But this truck and tractor pull. It was pretty cool. Like I remember. So the first crew came through, a group or whatever, and they would pull at like 100, 150 feet. And as soon as they took a break, and then these bigger trucks came out, and these are just like street trucks or, you know, modified street trucks or whatever. And this full size, man, it was like an F-350. This thing was a monster. It comes out, and this guy pulls it all. The stretch is only 300 feet long, or yeah, I think it's 300 feet or yards. I'm not sure which. I think it was feet. He pulls it all the way down and like up the next hill.
Oh, really?
And the place was like going crazy. We stuck around for another half an hour. Nobody else could come even close. And there would be guys that would finish the thing and like their engines would blow up.
Oh, wow.
They would be smoking and like basically
it's a
just
good time.
dead. They'd have to pull them off the track.
It's a cheap evening's entertainment.
It is, yeah. The beers were only $4.
If you go for people watching, or if you go for that entertainment, it is a cheap. I'm serious. It is a cheap evening's entertainment.
I went in with one expectation and came out like having a good time. I was glad I went, and Lori and I were even because we left because the boys were like, "I'm bored. I want to go home." And
Play Fortnite.
Yeah, and we were like. We said to ourselves, walking back, we're like, next year we're going to come without kids.
Make it a date night.
Yeah. But I tell you what, there was some fine scenery there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm sure they come from far and wide. This place was jam-packed.
Really? The whole arena, both sides?
Oh, yeah. We were sitting on the outside of it, like
was Saturday
up by the
night
fence.
or Friday night?
Saturday night. It
Friday
was
night
packed.
Was gorgeous.
So you're talking about shrubbery and flowers,
right?
Yeah,
flowers.
nice scenery.
Yeah, nice scenery.
Yeah,
nice pretty
sunset.
Yeah, because the sunset over the
it does. Yeah.
So Friday night, I just alluded to, the weather was gorgeous Friday night.
Oh, you had a good night. Good weather-wise.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Why did you just? I was just.
True. Carry on.
Yeah. Go ahead. Were you looking to hit a button?
No, no.
We went to the Def Leppard Journey concert.
Ass.
Man.
We need to record that and put that on the soundboard. No, it was good.
Are you going to tell the story?
Yeah. I'm
okay,
trying.
go ahead.
We had dinner at Ballpark Village. It was pretty crowded. We only had to wait like 30 minutes for a table. But then I didn't realize Cheap Trick was the opening act for both bands that night. They started at 6 o'clock. Gates opened at 5. We barely made it downtown by 5. Gates opened at 5. Cheap Trick started at 6. And then Def Leppard and then Journey. We sat up in the upper deck. I think I told both of you guys, we had a little bit of a sound issue. It seemed like the voice track upstairs wasn't coming through. Like, we could hear the band playing fine. We had a real a real hard time hearing the vocals upstairs.
I have a real hard time imagining you at a Def Leppard.
Oh, I sat there. I mean, yeah.
I mean,
It's nice.
it just
Were you
does
on your
not
phone?
seem like a.
During
He was because he
intermission.
was taking pictures.
Yeah.
It just does not seem like you're the place that I would find you. But same with me in the truck and tractor.
Yeah,
truck and tractor
could
pull,
have
I
found me
guess.
Friday night there.
Yeah.
But so, Def Leppard by far was the better of the two shows. We've made jokes about Journey in the past, and it was interesting. Even Annette's like, yeah, they sounded good, but it's just so weird seeing their lead singer like 30 years younger than the rest of the members in the band, because he was all full of energy, jumping around the stage, doing things, and those other guys looked like they could barely move.
Some of those older bands, though, I say older, but they have like that one member that died, so they have a
Right,
replacement,
yeah.
and he's like way younger,
Yeah.
25 years younger than the rest of the band or something.
Well, and that's the kind of the story with Journey. They found him on YouTube and like signed him to a deal. And I don't know how old Neil Schoen is. Do you? The
no.
guitarist? Those guys have got to be old.
I remember when we saw Duran Duran, though, Greg. Didn't we see that show
Yeah.
together? And Simon, what is his name? Simon Laban, the lead singer. He was full of energy, but the rest of the band was like lethargic. And they're all the same, original, I believe. But
Neil Schoen is 64.
wow,
I heard, though, that well, on the radio they were talking, they're like, does he have to do another guitar solo in every damn song? He has to stretch it out.
And he even had a song all unto himself, as did the piano player. I don't know that guy's name. They had like a 4-minute like total solo song, just them, and that got kind of old after a while.
It's one of my, I don't care, drum solo, piano solo, whatever solo. If it's longer than, a minute,
Yeah,
I'm out.
if it's a pure solo, it's definitely like way overdone. Occasionally, you'll see where they do the
311.
311 does that, and it's gotten
for the last
way
like 20
old.
years.
But I've seen other bands where they'll do like a different take on things, and they'll have like just maybe more of an instrumental type thing, and not like a solo, in the middle of a song, and that's not too bad.
Well, go ahead.
we left at about 10:30, 10:45ish. And apparently, and one of the reasons we left was because we were having such a hard time hearing the vocal track. So we kind of made our way downstairs, and we're walking around the main level. And man, you could hear it crystal clear downstairs. The speakers, like pointing back behind home plate, were perfect. I mean, you could hear everything. Apparently, right after we left, their audio completely cut out like 3 or 4 different times. And the reports that I was reading online from the Post-Dispatch said it seemed like the band members had no clue that had happened. Like they were continuing to play and
they
sing.
had their
and,
headphones
they've got
or
their
whatever.
monitors in.
Yeah.
But yeah, they said they had no clue that happened, and it happened like 3 or 4 different times during the last 3 songs of the night.
Was that your first concert at Busch Stadium?
No, we.
I thought you were going to say, was that your first concert?
Yeah, it was Jackson's first concert though.
Oh, yeah?
No, we saw Dave Matthews at Busch, and I think that was the first concert at Busch. Period, wasn't
I
it?
think so. Wow.
Yeah,
Was it? Yeah.
I think it was.
Was it
I think
Dave
so.
Matthews? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. That would have been like 2007.
Holy
6?
cow.
Did they
No,
start that long ago?
2009.
I thought it was like 2012 or something.
Yeah,
would
I
be my
thought-
guess.
No,
but-
it was before Cade died. It was
But yeah,
June 9th, 10th, something like that.
And last year, wasn't it Metallica?
Yeah.
And
Oh, was it?
Billy Joel was.
I remember
didn't he?
Billy Joel.
Two, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they
I've
have
never
a
been to one of
weekend
those.
where they have like 2 shows. And what was it? U2 was supposed to play last year, but
Yeah, they canceled it because of the
Riots.
riots, yeah.
Well, Friday night was Def Leppard and Journey. Saturday night was Luke Bryant.
yeah. So,
Cool.
yeah.
It was okay. I mean, those stadiums are. I think you've said that before. Those big open air stadiums like that are not.
They're
the
not.
best place to hear a concert.
No, they're really not. Because it's not meant. A concert, you're supposed to be look right at them and everything goes out.
Right.
Not in a circular, weird, it's just not set up for it. But, oh well.
Yep.
So,
man, I've been working on. So we went through. We spent. You were at a concert last Friday night while I was clearing out one of our storage areas. And I know, not fun, but we've been really trying to be diligent about minimizing our just stuff that we have that's like we don't touch, don't do anything with. And so
Close.
Anyway, I have a bunch of stuff that I have hung on to for years, and I'm like finally at the point where I want to get rid of it. But I think I brought this up once before. One of the things that you guys both were like, "Don't get rid of that," was yearbooks, and I still haven't gotten rid of my yearbooks. I think we talked about that maybe about a year or so ago.
I have them. Have no idea where they are.
Yeah,
they're somewhere.
But one thing I was looking at is I have a bunch of baseball trophies from whenever I played as a kid. I mean, these things are from like the '80s, like the early or mid '80s.
They're not real gold. Just so you know.
I don't know what to do with them. So I was like, well, maybe somewhere I heard that you could recycle them and get they'll peel the placard off and use it for something else. So I looked it up, and everywhere I could find, they wanted you to pay them to recycle it.
So it's like recycling a monitor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's like a core fee.
Yeah.
So I'm stuck. I don't want to pay. I mean, there was 15 of them or something. I don't want to pay, even if it's $15. I don't care that much.
Set them all up. Take a picture of it, and you have that picture.
Right.
Throw them in the garbage.
Well, and that's where I'm at. I actually took the pictures of all of them, and I was like, that's all I need. And I'll never look at those pictures again. But, just in case.
Then it's saved to your Google Photos.
Right.
Yeah.
But, and then Lori's going through, a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, I want to get rid of these yearbooks. I mean, it's just stupid. I have a tote, full of yearbooks, and I don't remember what else. But it's heavy.
But
and it's stupid.
Yeah.
I don't think my stack of yearbooks can only be about that big.
Yeah, see, you guys are probably way bigger than mine. I think mine were only about that thick.
They're thick. They're an inch plus thick.
Elementary were nothing.
Oh,
and then,
I don't know that I have any.
Junior high was barely. I don't know.
I don't know. There's some other stuff in that tote, but I have one tote that's just old memory stuff.
There's some dirty magazines in between those.
But
these are yearbooks.
Lori's like, I want to keep them because in case the kids want to look at them. I'm like, the kids aren't going to want to look at them.
Maybe when you're dead.
Yeah, I'm like, they're graduating high school themselves. They haven't looked at them yet. What makes you think that at any point in time they're going to be like, oh, let's look at Mom's yearbooks? They're not interesting to anybody.
Yeah.
You know what? I remember
class reunion, maybe.
When my grandma died, I remember she had a bunch of bowling trophies.
Yeah.
What do we do with these?
I do. That's one thing that always crosses my mind. I don't want to leave my kids with this burden of all this crap.
Yeah, we don't want this,
But we've migrated all that crap from the storage room. Now it's in our extra room downstairs, and it's in a pile because Lori wants to have a yard sale. I was ready to just pack it all up and take it to Goodwill and just be done with it, rather than waste an entire Saturday, Friday, probably Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Maybe Wednesday too.
Yeah. I mean, but we talked about if we make a few $100s or whatever, maybe we'll take a weekend trip somewhere or something.
Everybody go get ice cream.
Yeah. I don't know what to do with all this
going
stuff.
For $100 for a week?
I said a few $100s.
Oh, okay.
North St. Louis.
North St. Louis.
I mean,
go to
Crown Candy. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just it's hard to get rid of stuff. Not hard that I'm attached to it.
I was gonna say sentimental reasons or just time reasons.
Yeah. There's okay. I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit because I put this in the pop culture segment, but so Lori,
should we play the theme?
Go for it.
Do.
Pop culture.
I have 4 different old video game systems.
Yeah, I got a box with all that stuff.
I have 3 of them hooked up in my downstairs living room, that I hooked them up probably 4 or 5 years ago thinking, oh, this would be cool. I can play these. I've never played them. And so Lori, every time she cleans, she goes around and dusts around them and everything. She's like, I'm tired of these things. Get rid of them. You never do anything with them. So I started looking around a little bit to see what the value on those things are. And it's like almost it's like a PS1 is like nothing.
I could see PS1 not being value, but like original Nintendo, what do you think that value is? I
have an NES, and I looked them up on like eBay, and
the games themselves seem to be worth more than anything.
Really? I could see that. But like, they don't. There's not a whole lot of value.
Because they sold millions of those machines. Now, if you remember when they came out with the what do they call it? Top loading NES? Yeah. That is worth a lot because that's pretty rare.
That. Yeah.
So was it a third party thing or was it Nintendo?
Nintendo made it. Like I think it was after the Super Nintendo came out. So I think PS1 or PS2 kind of did that too. They went to that slim design too to kind of, I think, to make, because it was you're going to the next model, but hey, we had new design. Maybe people still buy it. And the nice thing about it is it doesn't have the same problems that the Nintendo would have, where the pins would bend and from pushing down, and you'd have to blow in it and all that.
So a really crazy idea that I had, and you guys would probably think, I don't know, you might be all for this, but you might think that I'm crazy, is I thought, is there a way that I could incorporate some sort of a giveaway with our show here?
You have to pay for shipping.
I wouldn't mind paying for shipping, but if there was a way that we could create a contest, I wonder if people would be interested in getting like a free PS1 and all the games, or a free NES and all the games.
And I bet that shipping would get expensive.
You think? I don't know.
I mean, how many games are you talking?
Not that many. I mean, less than a dozen Nintendo games. 2 controllers. Not guaranteed to work all the time because Greg has to do the little, blowing in the cartridge.
I'm seeing this NES $60.
I mean, I don't. I would rather give it to somebody who I'm not that interested in trying to go through all the trouble of trying to make money off of it.
Well, you can get the NES Classic now. That's readily available.
Right. Exactly, yeah.
And if you want to play those games, that's better anyway. You plug it into an HDMI port, and it probably has all the games you want anyway.
Probably.
Yeah.
And I could put them on if it didn't,
Yeah, because you can sideload that, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know what to do with them. It's not something I just want to trash. I guess I could take them to, like, GameStop and get a few bucks for it.
I don't know.
Well, if you go... What's that one place that's in the mall?
Yeah. It starts with a V.
V-Stock.
V-Stock, yeah.
They carry all those old games and everything. They're making a lot of money off that stuff.
Really?
Now, there's one in Arnold, too. There's a shopping center kind of near Rock and Roll Arena.
Okay.
There was a Subway there. There's a game store there. I think they buy stuff, too, and that's all they sell is vintage games like that.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know, maybe they'd give you a better...
Maybe it's worth, like, just seeing what they would give me for all that stuff.
Right.
I thought it would be kind of a fun little experiment, though, to say, if there was a way we could incorporate, you see these things all the time on podcasts where people say, hey, or maybe not even podcasts, but like social media with at least like woodworkers that I follow, they're like giving away tools or whatever, and they say, share this with a friend or give us a review, or podcasts do it a lot of times with like give us a review on iTunes and we'll give you, we'll draw a name at random.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it'd be fun, but I don't know if anybody would be interested in those things or not.
Mike will win.
Yeah, Mike would win. I don't know how many. That's kind of the problem when you have that type of thing. We don't have a large audience, but we have a decent audience, and a lot of times, probably 1 out of every 100 people will actually
enter.
Or,
well, and you don't know when they're going to listen to it. It may have been given away by then. Too.
Yeah, but you could I think you could set it up
give
for
a
like
date,
a month or something, and I don't know. So
we'll have to talk about that.
Yeah.
You want to get into the chip competition?
Let's do it.
Cashews, almonds, macadamia nuts, lilac, pecans too, pistachios, up to no.
All right. This week we have New England New England lobster
roll, I think.
New England lobster roll going up against winner from round 1, which was bacon wrapped. Nope, that's not it. Where is it, Greg?
I thought I had it down there.
Bacon wrapped jalapeno popper.
Okay.
So we had the bacon wrapped jalapeno popper. That's the big
that
bag.
one in the
that's
first.
right, that's right.
That one in the first round, and so the lobster roll is a new one though.
Yeah.
Right.
New contender.
Inspired by lobster shacks of the Northeast, here's a taste of fresh lobster served on a buttery grilled roll. It's wicked good.
Now, these are all the Lay's flavors, right? This year's Lay's flavors.
It's a Taste of America.
And this is week 3 of this competition for us.
Yes. Now,
I think
Right?
it's week 4, actually.
Is
Even
it?
this
Oh,
one.
yeah, week 4.
so have either one of you had a lobster roll?
I have not, but I've
isn't-
seen them.
Is that not what you get at Red Lobster?
No, this is a sandwich.
Yeah, this is a hoagie
Oh.
roll that
Jeez,
has
you guys are
lobster
taking a
meat
lot.
and-
Hopefully this doesn't win.
Oh, shoot.
Oh,
I
well,
wasn't really paying
I'll
attention.
only lick the ones I eat.
Okay. So, what is a lobster roll? It's a sandwich with lobster, I guess, chopped up.
Yep.
Isn't it? Is it like a
Maybe like
a tuna salad type
I
thing
don't-
where they add
maybe.
mayonnaise and?
Yeah, I think there's mayonnaise involved. That looks like there's a little bit of lettuce involved, maybe, or some onions and chive. I don't know. I had lobster this weekend. I don't taste any lobster in it.
Lobster, celery, lemon juice, chives, mayonnaise, all mixed together.
I definitely get like a celery taste.
Yeah. I don't get any lobster.
I like it. I think it's pretty good.
Kind of like that other flavor. It's kind of a sour cream and onion
Yeah.
flavor.
Very close to sour cream and onion.
Does lobster by itself have much flavor?
Not a lot.
Yeah, I
No.
don't think so.
You gotta dip it in
Melted
that
butter.
garlic butter. Yeah.
I don't taste much butter either.
No, I don't either.
I guess maybe there's a garlic in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's okay.
it's okay. Let me put mine back in the bag.
Really not much.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Well, you griped at us.
Well, no, I don't think this is gonna win at this rate.
Yeah.
All right, I put mine back.
You don't
Okay.
have to put them all, but you probably have enough.
Next up going against the New England lobster is bacon wrapped jalapeno pepper, and this is inspired by a Southwest favorite and now nationally loved. Here's a taste of jalapeno peppers, cream cheese, and bacon. Let's spice up snack time. Now this has the potential to go deep into the competition.
Now, if I remember, we had this, and this one actually is available around here.
Yes.
Okay.
We got it at Walmart, I think. Maybe.
We got ours at Schnucks, but if you got yours at Walmart,
So this, in week 1, went up against the fried pickles, which I don't think that was a tough one, wasn't it? Fried pickles versus...
I like the
bacon
fried
wrap?
pickles.
fried pistols.
Bang, bang.
So
I
these are-
taste more bacon in that now.
Yeah, I do too.
I taste a lot of bacon in that. More than before.
I'm tasting more jalapeno this time.
Are you?
Really? Well, this is a tough call.
Maybe it's kind of the flavors aren't mixed right.
Maybe.
The proportions.
I've got my decision.
Man. I'm on the fence.
I've got my decision, but it's for the wrong reasons.
Neither one of them really, in my opinion, blows me away.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, because I always go last, I'm going to try to get in here first so I don't have to be the tiebreaker. I feel like I like the bacon more because it tastes like what it says it's supposed to taste like. So I'm going to go bacon.
I'm going lobster roll because it tastes like sour cream and onion.
That's a complete opposite of what I just said because...
I like the flavor. And it tastes nothing like lobster
roll. It doesn't taste like... But
I like the flavor.
Okay.
And I like the flavor definitely better than the bacon jalapeno flavor.
Okay.
So, I'm going to have to give it to the bacon wrapped jalapeno popper. I think it's... I like a good spice.
I like a good spice.
I like a good spicy. I like a spicy chip. It's got some spice to it.
I like
Got the bacon flavor. So I'm just, and it's like barely, you know.
Yeah.
Like 51-49.
So the question is,
Something like that.
should you judge it based on what they say it's supposed to taste like?
I
or
think so.
Do you judge it on the appeal of the flavor to your palate? That's the question.
If I were to go that route, I would actually probably have to say that the New England lobster would... I think I enjoy that flavor more, but...
I thought we're picking for what we
yeah.
what we think tastes better.
Yeah.
What you enjoy better on your palate?
Right.
Yes.
And you said bacon?
Yeah, that's what he said.
I'm going to go with my first choice. Bacon.
All right, bacon.
All right, so
On to
we doing another one this week?
Yeah, we are. Would you mind getting me a beer, Greg, while I introduce these next chips?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, listen to him. Kind of bossed you around.
So, the next two to go head-to-head is the Cajun Spice, which that's a pretty
That sounds good.
generic name. Inspired by the flavors of the Gulf Coast, here's a taste of garlic, paprika, onion, and oregano. Laissez le bon temps temps rouler.
Yep.
Did I do that right?
Let the good times roll.
And then that's going to go up against Chesapeake Bay Crab Spice. So, two spices going head-to-head.
So to be clear, we're judging the appeal on our palate.
Okay. Appeal on our palate. These are very red.
Very red.
Color.
Are they smelly? Oh, buddy, they smell.
Are they smelly?
There you go, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh, man, that is like taking a
Oh,
bite out of
buddy.
a spice cabinet.
that's good.
That tastes like what it smells like when I open my spice cabinet.
I'm declaring a winner. Those are good.
What do you just like it because of
The flavor.
all that flavor?
Oh man, I like a spicy chip.
What's
like
the-
Greg said?
What's a Cajun guy? Or something
Something like that. Live action. That's the Turtle Hunter or whatever that guy's name was.
Remember the Cajun gourmet?
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah.
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 That's a spicy.
That's a spicy chip.
spicy chip.
That's good, man.
You get
And it does. It's like
It's exactly what it says.
it's exactly what it is.
So yeah, it's a spice cabinet. This is
They should just call it Grandma's Spice Cabinet.
yeah, this is Chesapeake Bay Crab Spice, which in week 1 we picked above the pimento cheese.
Yeah, pimento cheese was pretty bad, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was bland. I think it was
Yeah.
really bland. So inspired by Crab Shacks, there's a crinkle here. Along the Atlantic, here's a
our
taste of the bay with custom blended spices ready to savor.
Two spices up against each other.
Yeah,
I remember this one being pretty flavorful too.
Yeah, I
don't
think
you?
it. I remember saying it kind of tasted like that fish, that Old Bay seasoning.
I think you're right. Get one more out of there.
Oh man, that's
So spice
that
against
is
spice.
tough.
No, I need a palate cleanser.
I almost want to say, because we're gonna run out of chips. I almost want to say that the first one.
So I'd say,
Man, that's a tough call.
oh, what did
Had
you
that happen
do?
before.
I had that happen on one of those.
So
boy.
The crab spice is a little saltier.
Yeah. And I almost get a
And I don't mean
taste.
like it's meaner.
Fish taste? Yeah.
Almost.
I was going to say that, but I thought
I
thought
wonder
it
how
sounded
they're doing
ridiculous.
that.
I don't know.
I almost get a...
It's that crab seasoning
Yeah.
that, you know.
I still think Cajun. Cajun's good. Can you get that here, local? Or do you have to get that somewhere else?
Nope.
And both of those are from the South, right? So
They're pretty close.
The Chesapeake Bay is probably a little more mild. Wouldn't you
Yes, I
say?
agree.
I think, yeah, the Chesapeake Bay crab spice, I feel it's spicy. It's not as, like you said, milder, but it's also a little, seems like it's saltier.
Yeah.
The Cajun spice is full on Cajun hot spice.
It lights your tongue up
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
I'm gonna go with that one.
Cajun?
I'm going Cajun.
All right.
I agree. I'm going with that too.
Hands down.
Unanimous.
And if I remember right, the Chesapeake Bay was a hands down winner, wasn't it?
I think so.
Man, that's tough to do because they're both good, but yet we went unanimous. All right. So next week we will have chili con queso going up against fried green tomatoes.
Well, and we'll do this.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. And we will have the bacon wrapped going up against the Cajun spice.
I can already tell
I
you.
can tell you.
Yeah.
I can probably... I already have my decision on both of those.
You probably, you're biased. You already have a winner in mind all the way through.
Well, what do we have? So it's what'd you chili con queso?
Fried green tomatoes,
Yeah,
chili
chili con
con
queso is
queso.
going to win that one.
Cajun spice
Cajun
is
spice
going
is
to go
gonna
up
win that
against
one.
the bacon wrap.
So the final two for me is going to be chili con queso and Cajun spice. Cajun spice is going to win. Easy, gun in my head.
Yeah, you can fill out the rest of the bracket.
Yeah. You want to play? Yeah, we should do that. Place bets.
Well, you can't place bets when you're one of the judges.
Yeah.
Good. That's called.
Pete Rose did it.
Yeah, nothing bad happened to him, right?
So,
Alright.
there you go. Another.
Those Cajun ones are good.
Yeah, those are good.
I'm gonna have to find out where you can find those.
I know you can buy them.
Well, you got all
the
these
Lay's.
on Amazon, right?
Yeah, Lay's actually has where you can buy a lot of them online.
Might have to do that. That's good. So you guys took algebra and pre-algebra, right, in school?
I wasn't.
I had algebra 1, 2, geometry,
I had it in
calculus.
You did in college?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember doing it in high school too. Well, pre-algebra. So Jackson ended up in the advanced math class and is taking pre-algebra as a 7th grader. I'm telling you what, man, I enjoy it now. I hated it as a kid, but I enjoy algebra now. Man, I'm gonna show you a picture, and this is probably bad podcasting. But I'm gonna show you a picture of a problem that he had tonight. That I had to sit at the kitchen table for probably 5 minutes and think, how in the hell am I gonna do this?
My 7th
I
graders
gotta
in
help him
pre-algebra
with it.
too, but
Are
I
they?
didn't think it was. I thought that was the standard for.
No,
7th grade.
they told us that it's pre-algebra is actually an 8th grade class.
That just looks like some sort of geometric shape, like you would see in.
you have to figure out the degrees of
geometry.
all the triangles in that square.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's the kind of stuff he's doing right now.
It makes you think, though. I know I've sat down and done some of those things recently, and like at the time, my brain didn't
Oh, no.
work that way.
No.
no way.
So
it
I
did.
understand. I mean, he's having a rough time
Yeah.
with this. So I get that, but now I mean, and I don't know when it changed for me. I remember being in high school and having a hard time with geometry proofs. For
Right.
I mean,
Go ahead.
but I had a mean teacher too that didn't like me.
It didn't click for me in high school or college.
I didn't go beyond geometry. I didn't do like trig or any sort of advanced.
Yeah, I
math.
didn't either.
And
College algebra.
Yeah, but
I was always good at that.
I had a business calculus class. That
really.
I got a C in. I don't know how. It was like.
Well, I take that back. I had statistics in college, and I loved it. But it was because I could gamble with it. You know what I mean? I mean, you learn how to figure probability
yeah.
on dice and decks of cards, and so I enjoyed that. And
Is this the one where you and your teacher, you all went to Vegas and then?
no, but he offered to take people to, because that was about the time that the boats were starting up. He offered to take anybody that was over 21 to the casinos and show them how it worked in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he was an interesting teacher, man. Max Maxwell? Something like that.
Max Mikewell?
Does his name have a question mark?
No.
Okay. Mike was wondering about the truffle chips.
Jackson,
when did they go out?
Truffle chips.
last round.
That was in round 2, I believe.
Oh, they went against fried green tomatoes.
No, they went against ketchup. No, they won.
Yeah.
Fried green tomatoes. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Fried green tomatoes beat them.
Yeah.
Jackson texted me and said something about Mike. Mike says place $5 on fried green tomatoes for him.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna lose, Mike.
Oh, he did say that.
That's
Sorry we missed you there,
Yeah.
Mike.
Both
Okay,
$5
he
on fried green
he thinks
tomatoes.
fried green tomatoes is going to go all the way. Huh. That's
Well,
interesting.
we can make that happen.
Yeah. Or, well, the house.
But then
in order
again-
for the house to win,
You got to bet
tomatoes
other
would
people.
lose.
right. So what else we got on the agenda tonight, gentlemen?
So is Millie sick? Is that what's going on?
Millie's got a little,
She's been a little fussy up there.
yeah,
Allergies or cold?
like little cold. Got the so.
That sucks.
Do you remember? I'm sure your kids had them. The bulb.
Oh,
the
yeah.
booger bulb.
I've heard there's a new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about.
Oh man.
So, the booger bulb. Everyone knows snot sucker.
Booger
whatever you
sucker,
want.
yeah.
Whatever you
Right.
want to go. Just you squeeze it. You suck it out.
You got to be careful not to blow. You
Yeah.
gotta squeeze it with them in their nose.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, obviously kids don't like that. My mom said, I mean, those have been around forever.
Yeah.
My mom was like, I'd never use that with you. I hate it.
Really?
doing that."
Oh.
They have a new thing. What is it called?
Jeed or
Well, this thing is called something Frida.
yes, Frida. Frida or Frida? Yeah.
When it says all right, it's all right.
This.
So it kind of sits at the base of their nose, and so you stick it on their nose,
Yeah.
and you have another end that you actually suck.
Oh.
So you,
Yeah. But it's got a trap, right? None of the boogers go in your mouth.
Yeah, it's got like a little trap thing that it can't.
Nose Frida.
It's not like you're. It's not like you're sucking straight up.
Because I'm telling you what. Okay, so finish your story, and I got another story.
So the thing is, it works, but like obviously she hates it.
Oh, sure.
Because, well, she does not want you doing that. She moves her head like crazy.
Right.
And you try and put it, and Molly's sucking, and I go, "You're gonna suck her brain out." So, I mean, probably on this demonstration that you're pulling up here,
Yeah.
it's probably this girl's no problem with
Yeah,
it.
probably not.
But
That's probably some sort
at
of
that age,
hippie-
though, don't you think they
Oh,
know
no,
how
she's
to?
mad.
Oh no, she's. But don't you think at that
Why
age,
is that better?
I'm telling you, you need pressure, man.
that girl looks a little older? But I.
Like, you think the bulb's not enough?
I know it's not
That's
enough.
what you're saying. Okay.
oh yeah,
okay.
because
So this is yeah, I see what you're
It
saying.
gets
It's
more
probably
better
good
out.
for like a booger.
better results, but not for the kid.
Yeah.
I mean, if it gets rid of the snot in your head.
Oh God, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
There's a
So,
little baby.
So,
That's weird.
but once they get to that age where they can, blow.
Oh
yeah,
man,
but you're
You
talking-
know what? Kids don't do that
No.
at all.
Jackson still doesn't blow his
Yeah,
nose.
you have to be like. I don't think it's until you're 20.
Yeah.
My God dang, my son will sit there, 17 years old, and across from the table.
Ugh.
I'm like, go blow your nose. I don't need to.
Well, no, I'm saying like you can hold the Kleenex to your kid's nose and tell them to blow.
Yeah, when they're about 6.
About 6.
Yeah. It don't work that
It
well.
varies, yeah.
So we had a motorized booger sucker.
Motorized.
Yeah. No, but it was close. You plugged that sucker into the wall. So we actually had an insurance prescription because of Cade, because he couldn't clear his airway well.
Yeah.
And we weren't supposed to do it. There was one called deep suction that you put a hose up their nose and like you got all that shit in the back of their throat.
Oh man.
Yeah, we saw that done at the hospital. We're like, we got to get one of them. But the one that we used most of the time,
Black market.
It had a little. It was a little wand thing, and it had like a mushroom head on the end of it, so that you couldn't like jam it up their nostril too far. And then it had a thumb button where when you put your thumb over it, you closed it, and all that negative pressure was going into the pump. And it had this big reservoir on this damn thing. All the boogers went in this reservoir.
Ew.
I'm telling you what, the more negative pressure you can get, you can suck some boogers out of it. Oh
my god.
So kind of like the suction thing at the dentist.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Little straw thing.
Exactly. And you put that up their nose, and you put your thumb over that hole, and you hear the motor kind of. It's like, oh yeah, we got one coming. Yeah, yeah. That was the best thing ever, man. It was. I'm serious. You think about like Millie's got that cold now.
Yeah.
She's snotty as heck. It could end up as a sinus infection. Then she'd have to be on antibiotics, all that crap. But if you can head that off and get all that snot out of her head,
Give them relief. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that thing was a godsend. It was disgusting. It sat on our kitchen counter, but yeah, it was a godsend.
There's a motorized snot sucker.
Yep. Yeah, it was gross. Oh yeah, you plug that thing in, the lights would dim. Yeah, I mean it pulled some juice. It pulled some juice. Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't think we still have it. We'd give it to you if we had it.
I don't know.
Man.
That seems a little intense.
Industrial, man.
Here comes her lung.
Yeah.
You could probably blow up a car tire with it on the outbound pressure.
Oh my gosh.
Man. So I saw that Mr. Rogers documentary.
I was wanting to watch it, but we didn't have time.
Is that in the theaters right now, or
No, it's out to. It's out on video now.
Oh, okay.
Or digital. I think it's out on video September, but digital it's available. Anyway, yeah, it's a pretty interesting movie. I mean, it's just a documentary about Mr. Rogers, but very, very well done. It shows like, obviously up until he died, and like, I didn't know that he decided to quit, and he's like, he goes, I've done all the children's stuff I could ever want to do. This was before the 80s. He's like, we have plenty of videos. We could just rerun these, and he was done. And then
he didn't die until like sometime in the 90s, right?
No, it was like 2000.
Oh, really?
2001.
So he was done with Mr. Rogers in the 70s?
Well, no. So what happened is the movie Superman. Funny, we were talking about that earlier. I think 1978 or whatever. I think that's when that one came out. The first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kids were putting a towel around them, jumping out of windows and stuff like that. They were thinking they could fly.
What?
And it was one of those things where he's like, well, I didn't go over that, and Mr. Because
Nor would you think you would have to.
Well, there's a lot of topics that he went over that he didn't talk. He did not talk down to kids. Like, there was a whole episode when Robert
racism.
Kennedy. Yeah, Robert Kennedy got assassinated, and then
I don't
in the show, like one of the puppets goes, "What does assassinate mean?" And stuff like that. It's just great. So he came back and started doing more shows, and I think he officially ended in 2000, but then after 9/11 he came back to do a couple spots, but then he died shortly after that.
Wow, I didn't realize he went that long.
I didn't either.
Yeah. It's
Did they cover his Marine career, and he was a sniper?
That's all. They did talk about that, but that's all nonsense.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But they did talk about that. They're like, there's rumors of that.
I don't remember it, but I've heard that he covered pretty heavy topics at times.
It went over my head.
Disability awareness or inclusion.
I remember that, and like, but racism. I don't remember it being like spelled out like that. It felt more like
Well, he had that. He had the police officer, Officer
Greeley? No, that
Negri.
was the mailman.
and he was a black guy.
Negri?
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
that's what it was.
Was it?
That's very close to.
Yeah, that's
I mean, you know what I
weird.
mean? No, seriously.
Yeah.
I'm not saying. I'm just making an observation.
But anyway, they were sitting on the front porch, or he was like had his feet soaking in a little kiddie pool or whatever, and then the officer comes by and he goes, "Man, I'm just cooling off in here." He goes, "Well, you want to?" You know, it was kind of his way of showing, you know, two people can be in a
dudes
pool.
can hang out in a pool.
Well, no, two of different color, because
Interesting.
I think that was around the '60s, and
Sure.
people were throwing like bleach on
Yeah.
black people in pool. It's really horrible, like the stuff that went on. But he kind of was like, "Look, here's my little."
Officer Clemens.
Well, who is Negri?
I don't know.
Negri.
I don't know, but
I don't remember hearing
Francis
that.
Scarborough Clemens was Officer Clemens on the
So,
PBS television show
There was
Mr.
also
Rogers.
a thing I remember reading about Mr. Rogers, that the whole reason why, and I honestly don't remember this. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Joe Negri is the operator of Negri's music shop.
Oh.
But it was on Mr. Rogers?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Handyman Negri.
Oh, I do remember him.
The reason why he narrated, like, when he would feed the fish or whatever,
Yeah.
was because there was a blind kid that watched the show, and Mr. Rogers referenced the fish one day, and he never talked about feeding the fish, and the kid was worried that the fish was going to die because Mr. Rogers never fed him. But in actuality, during the beginning of the show, Mr. Rogers would go over and get some food out and feed the fish, but he never verbally referenced
Right.
that. So apparently he changed the way he did that and started verbally saying, "I'm going to go feed whatever the fish's name was." And so yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
no clue if that was true.
No, well, there's a whole episode with the fish dying, and he goes to bury it. And,
Really?
you know, it's stuff like that. It's worth a watch. I think it's only an hour and a half. It's definitely a
Now, was that a series or was that a single?
no. It's a single documentary.
And that was by HBO.
No,
Where in the, where? Why?
it went out to the theater. Focus Features or something like that. It's just a regular.
Isn't there something coming up with Tom Hanks?
Yeah, there's one with
starring?
Tom Hanks too
Or-
coming out,
Who he's playing the part.
like a biopic. Yeah,
It'll probably be bad.
you think?
Yeah, Tom Hanks is bad and everything.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, everything he
Yeah, but he's
does.
still around.
Yeah.
And
he
he-
keeps getting hired for things.
I hear that everyone hates him too.
He's
Yeah.
horrible to work with.
I mean, Castaway. I mean, you see that? There's nothing. It's nothing.
It's a guy talking to a beach ball
Yeah.
or a
I mean,
volleyball.
come on.
You Are My Friend, starring Tom Hanks as a beloved host, coming to theaters in late 2019. They released
Wow.
That's a long
That
way
is a
off.
long way
I saw
away.
that like a
October
snippet.
18th, 2019.
Jeez.
So
yeah, I saw something about that a long time
Well, they
ago.
have to do all that editing because Hanks kind of sucks.
right.
So, in a year. So hopefully Tom Hanks doesn't watch this. He'll think you're serious.
Yeah, I heard he doesn't have a good sense of humor.
Yeah. That's just a horrible man.
Yeah. And doesn't wear deodorant.
So, well, that's
That's Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, somebody else I heard doesn't wear deodorant. Some other hot male
Oh yeah.
actor. I can't remember who it was recently.
Ozark season 2.
Yeah, this
coming out
week.
today.
Yeah.
And Jack Ryan. The
That I have seen commercials for that.
That
That
looks
looks
good.
really good.
that's on the Amazon,
Amazon?
Prime. Amazon Prime.
Did you tech talk? Did you see there was an article yesterday, that Amazon is working on a free TV service for people that have Amazon Fire TV?
Yeah, I did see that.
I don't know if that's going to be broadcast, regular broadcast channels, but
Or if
that'll be
it's
interesting.
just- yeah.
Their own. I mean, they already have that service.
Because
They
when
said
you,
it's going to be free though.
when you get a Fire TV, though, the first thing it does is say, log in with your credentials.
Well,
you
sure.
You log in, and then it says, do you want to sign up for Prime?
Well, it says it's going to be separate of the Prime service. It will be separate of the content offered by Prime. So I don't know.
Hey.
That'll be interesting.
Speaking of tech talk, we got probably 30 seconds left. What do you guys think of 5G service? I listened to an entire podcast about 5G.
Pretty.
Next generation.
So it's pretty amazing how it could go up around the gigabit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
They say that you can like basically be downloading a movie at the speed like that it would take to it basically be like you're streaming everything. Like there would be no notice of that you're downloading it.
I don't know that it it should be surprising because 802.11ac has been around for 4 years now, and that's gig over the air. Hell, maybe 5 years. So I think it's just a migration of that standard, that 802 standard, to cellular coverage.
the problem is going to be updating those towers.
Oh, yeah.
Right. No,
and
you're exactly right about
Verizon, I guess, is the first one to have. All they have right now is like a router. I don't think any phones actually have the capability yet.
No.
And see, that was the other thing, and this has been a couple years that I was reading about 5G. There's no standard that when one carrier, let's just say Verizon, says 5G, and AT&T says 5G, and Sprint says 5G, they don't necessarily all mean the same thing.
That was the case with 4G.
Yeah. Sprint came out with 4G, and it was a different type of 4G.
Right.
It was
4G LTE.
All it meant was it's the fourth generation of that service.
Yeah.
Right.
But true 5G, though, I think means it's supposed to be pretty standard.
I don't know.
I thought they were
it's the
fixing that.
It's the wavelength, I think, that goes through the air is the way I understood it, and it has to, like, the devices have to see each other. So they said that even like the slightest like buildings and things like that can get in the way of it, break it apart.
No, any RF is like that now, though.
You would need
it's very delicate compared to
sure,
others.
because you're pushing it so hard, it's got to be. That's like 5 gigahertz. So 802.11ac, which gives you gig at home over the air, uses the 5 gigahertz spectrum, which that 5 gigahertz spectrum doesn't spread as well as 2.4. It doesn't spread through concrete hardly at all. Wood, it has a hard time getting through. Glass, it won't get through. Water, it won't get through. But yet you go back a generation to 2.4 gigahertz. 2.4 can blast through almost anything.
Huh.
So it's that I remember if it's the wave getting closer or further apart.
It's the same. The the analog.
Yeah,
You're right.
Phones. You can get signal about anywhere.
Right.
You know. And then
I don't remember what's changing there. I don't remember if the waves are getting closer or further apart that makes that difference.
Yeah.
That change. I guess it's probably closer.
I don't know.
Anyway.
They need to update the towers, and
That'll be years.
a lot of cost has to go into that.
I was surprised though how fast LTE came around. 4G LTE.
I remember sitting at what's that place? The restaurant there by Ronnie's,
54th Street.
54th Street
I was with you. Yeah.
And Annette, we were going to see a movie or something, weren't we? Was that when we were reviewing movies?
You were probably. You were
that was
getting
on
like
my blackjack.
24.
Yeah.
24 meg down, and we thought, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, because at the time we were getting 20 at home or something.
Yeah.
So,
all right, that's all I got.
All right. Well, let me put this. Oh crap! I can't find it.
Well, where can you find us, Greg?
Well, let me figure that out first. There we go. Go to stuckinbetapodcast.com. You can also go to our YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Josh is showing our bracket on the stream. Rate, review, and subscribe on all the socials, and like us, and all the things you need to do. We will see you next time, where we'll have lots of fun.